major elements. We don't need music right now. So you can warm up. I will give you warm up now. We're gonna go over that quickly. You can guys come in. I don't know if it's against your rules or not. Well, they finishing up. You can come and stay away.
No, we can't. Unfortunately, we have to be completely separate.
Okay, warm up outside them. In the nice cold weather. So anyway, you can warm up. Let's review things which are very, very important, like your posture. Blocks of weight have to be lined up. It's your hips, your ribcage, your shoulders, your head in one line. Then you have back of your, no, what is this? Let's call it head weight. This is when your head connected to your neck, to your spine. That part, you can grab yourself here like this. That is your head weight. This is gonna be directing you, giving you power, counterbalancing. It's a lot of things going on with this part of your body. When you're dancing, it's dancing back. It's dancing, remember, diagonally, and it's always pushed the diagonal up direction. To counterbalance this, your chest is projected forward and up. So that will maintain for you that nice posture and a very nice look that you need. Inlet will be the same, just not as high, will be more forward, but still, these two places are counterbalancing each other. So you're here. Even for warm up, I would like you to have that posture already and your frame out. And let's start with your head. We're going to turn your head from side to side and make sure you're not tilting anything. And stretch and warm up your neck. And then you can go ear to shoulder. I'm going to go quickly because I don't want to spend too much time on that. And you can do that before the class. And then you can roll your shoulders forward and back. Forward and back. And when you're rolling them back, you keep them there. Make sure it's not affecting your abdomen muscles here, because usually we have that relationship, shoulders going back and core going loose, and we're arching. Make sure it's not happening. Now from your elbows down, your arms are free. Elbow to elbow is a nice long line. We keep stretching your elbows away from each other. The elbows out. Leader, follower, doesn't matter. This is free, but this is not so much. That should be locked when you're in the dance frame. Then let's warm up your sides a little bit. So stretch, go side, like up and over. Then rotate, reach forward, fold back, knees straight, and try to completely relax your spine. And wiggle your hips a little bit. Relax your low back. And other side, up and over, and then reach forward and fold and wiggle. Then your hips will go from side to side and forward and back and around and other way. And then very important one, you're gonna fold, like and flex your hip joints. It will bring you into that sumo wrestler position. Remember, sumo wrestler on the bottom, ballerina on top. This is your gravity center. This is levitation that pulls you down, that lifts you up at the same time. So, and you're gonna go flex and straight, flex and straight. And you do really feel how those joints are working, because that's the missing part. Make sure you're not going too much, so you're not sticking your butt out. Please don't do that. There's cactus right there. Keep teaching kids.
Yeah.
That works actually. Like, ouch. No, it goes down, not back. Then let's just skip the knee, because you can hug your knee, you must bring it back and stretch and balance. But skip that. Let's just warm up your ankles with the circles in, but towards center, towards your spine. And another one. Then let's go up on your toes slowly. What you're gonna do is you're gonna unfold the hip. It's working like when you're unfolding your hips, it's giving a signal to rib cage to go up. So it's like hips and then rib cage is stretching. But I need you not to go up on toes. So it's and sink back. And sink back. This is extremely important feeling. Body rise versus foot rise is very different. Foot rise, I don't even need you to use much. Only like because your footwork is toe, then it's toe. But all the rise, I need you to start here in your hip and catch up with the rib cage. First thing we're gonna go over in waltz is balance step. Forward and back, left foot forward, right foot back. I need you not to do foot rise at all. And here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna take step forward, and let's review that central position, central balance. So you're bending your ankles, knees, long through standing foot, which is your right because you're moving your left. And you're popping your toes in the very last moment. Swinging the leg and the toes going up at the very last moment, arriving to the central balance, and then it is pretty low position. When you get through that point, you don't have to stop there or anything, but from this moment, you're going to start straightening your hip. That is going to lift your body up. You're going to catch up with the ribs, with the rib cage, and get your foot under the body. And then backwards the same to the center. Here you need to review this roll through the feet. When your back heel is rolling down, the front foot toes going up. Let's roll through. You need to make sure that your spine is moving also. You're not just doing that just like that. So you're moving through the feet. And as you're rolling on the back foot, you're going to start working your hip again, unfolding it, and that will lift you, lift your rib cage and help you to collect your feet. And go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. See, there's no foot rise, just using hips, using just your body rise. And let's do that one more time and move on to the next thing. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we're gonna balance from side to side, and that is a good practice for your sway. So first, stretch out your frame. You're gonna go lower over one foot, but already start shifting your weight slightly. So you kind of want to get to that central position, but it's going to feel different. Make sure that your knees are not looking out. Weight is on the inside edges. You don't have to roll your feet like this. It's going to be too much. Your feet are flat on the floor, but because you're going to squeezing those thighs, like you're holding something like softball, I don't know, something not very small between your knees. And for 1, then you also can use the same idea in your hip, but you're also going to be not just unfolding it, you're going to swing your hip and the rib cage. 2, 3. That swing is actually helping you to bring your foot under and the body rise as well. So swing and body rise. Or 1, swing the hip. Or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3. So you can have your combination of forward, back, side, side. And on the forward back, you can swing it step pendulum as well. But I really need you to focus on just that rise and fall of your body, no foot rise. And here you can add the sway and the sway. So that's a good exercise. Let's try that to music and then we'll move on. Right. So forward, back, side, side. Left foot. And sideways too, keep going. Forward and back. Make sure that your feet are working correctly, you're releasing your toes. Okay, good. Side to side now. Side and swing. Turn your head to the left and keep it left. Now forward, back, side, side, alternating. And forward. Box and turning box. So your box step simply will remind you what is rise and fall, what rise is. And it is heel toe, which is beginning of the rise at the end of one. Toe, replacing your foot with your heel up already, but knees flexed on 2. So you continue rising. You up on 3 with your knees not being locked. That's important. So if you lock your knee, that will cause you a pop. On 3 you up, and at the end of 3 you start rolling down, going into that central position. So 3 is up, not down. And that is a very common mistake. We don't want to have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that is very, very common, and it's very important not to do that. We have 1, 2, 3, we're still up, and then we're rolling down. So that roll down, fall is part of 1. It's not 3. You know about that. So I'm just repeating. Box step, please. And heel, toe, toe, toe. 1, 2, toe, heel, 1, 2, 3. And your swings on the side step. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Fold down. 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now let's review the very important thing is sequence of actions, because we are going to do what a turn. Turning to the left, so turning box to the left. The sequence is we're taking a step, then we're rotating, then we're swaying. There's no other sequence. That's just the way it is. So if I'll do it sideways, we have step 1 on the number or between feet. We're dancing and actually moving between beats. We're placing feet on the numbers moving in between. So you can add 1 and 2 and 3 and, so you can sing that and move as you're singing it. On the number you are placing foot. So you have 1, I don't have to be over foot yet. Because then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna change my weight and rotate and unfold my hip to go into the sway. Let's review that. So we're gonna go slowly. 1, that's my step. And I continue moving and I'm rotating. Place my foot 2 between feet and sway. And 1 and then rotation. 2, sway and 3. Step 1, rotation, 2, sway, 3. Little faster and not as broken down because you've heard about that before. This is just a very good review for you. Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3. Step, rotation, sway. Step, rotation, sway. Head moving to the left. 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3. So try not to rotate as you take your step. That will cause you problem with balance and that will shrink your movement. If you go like this, 1. See, I can only move that much because I am done. I cannot do anything else. If I take a step and as I'm rolling through the foot, I'm rotating using all of my legs also, plus body flight, that is much bigger. So let's try one more time. Body turns to the left. 4, 5, 6. Step, rotation, sway. 3. Step, rotation, sway. 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2, 3 or 1 and 2 and 3. Head is always to the left, then practice is still behind you and it's chasing you. It's following you around. Okay. Good. So that is your body rise, your sequence of action. Let's skip 3/8 turn because we have to. That will be the same principle, and we can go over passing feet next time. Today I would like you to take twinkle. Before we take on twinkle, we need to review isolations. Twinkle is perfect practice for isolations. So get your frame up. We're doing isolation number 1 when your head is turning. Nothing else is turning. This is mostly for exercise. You're not really gonna use it much when you dance. Then you're gonna rotate your frame only. Keep looking forward. And make sure that you're rotating shoulder line. So this would be wrong. See, this is only my arms going. My frame is not completely turning. It's fake, what I'm doing right now. So the whole shoulder line, you will feel it in your back. Keep looking forward, turning your frame. And then we have finally the last one. And you can just start with turning your toes, and that will turn your hips also because they just connected and that will happen. And you actually will need to add head turn, the same direction your toes turn. That is the one you really need. And that is the one you're using for twinkle, for sure. So you can turn just low part of your body or the top of your body separately, or head, or low part and head. So that all needs to be like peacefully happening with your body. So you're okay with this. Now, if we take twinkle, so what is going on? So what is this position? Let's promenade, right? So what did I do? I turned low part of my body and my head. Did not touch the frame. And that is another big mistake, because when people turn to promenade, they doing something funky with the frames. I know what it is. So we're turning shoulders. We're trying to keep the frame kind of fake. No, my frame is not turning. It is. It is done. It's broken and it's not nice looking frame at all. So all we need to do is turn low part of your body and your head. And that is the rule for all promenades. One, just low part and head. Leave your frame alone. And that is perfect exercise. You can take twinkle for it and just do it many times. Let's start as a leader, starting with left foot forward. So stretch your frame out. And go forward on heel right, left foot, sorry. Then you go side and slightly forward. And I would suggest to turn your toe slightly in already to set it up, because it's already rotation starting. 2, 3. Now, as you arriving on the right foot, you can actually feel how your frame is slightly turning opposite direction. It's not going to be that much steam. It appears that your frame is doing really not much. 1, 2. My arm and hip are moving opposite directions. Not really turning my frame here. I'm turning my hips. And I want to make sure that my frame is not turning with my hips. It is staying. So I am using this muscle to keep it in place. Then 3, I'm going to close my feet. Then 1, it's step forward in CBM, keeping that frame. That is very twisted position. Make sure that your right side, your right arm is not here. It's still facing mirror. And then 2, 3, so what happened, I rotate a little part of my body underneath my frame to come back to my original position. So my frame will not do anything. It was facing one direction, and it will be there for the entire thing. There are other things, like if you move in line dance, you will have a different thing going on. We're just taking simple twinkle, and that isolation you really need to practice. So, few twinkles in a row. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Across and close. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. You really need to feel 2 and 3 in your back. Leave your head. 2, 3 on the right side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and stop, and let's go back with ladies part. Back on the right foot. 1. Side and slightly back and slightly toe turn in. 2. You always can use that body like the arm in your hip. 2, 3. Frame is still looking at the mirror. And forward and across. And see your feet on the left foot. And rotate your forward back. 1. Hips and head turning feminism. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now for leaders, that little bit of rotation in your frames, slightly away from the hip. 1, 2, 3. That will give a lead to your partner. In this case, it will be more frame rotation when you have a different type of twinkle. This one, normally you would start facing the wall. So 1, 2, promenade. Let's start with that. Let's move on to cha-cha. Do you have any questions here? So we went over like quick recap. your posture with blocks of weight, two-way stretch up here to maintain that nice position on top of your body. Then we have body rise versus foot rise. And your body rise starts in your hip and you will catch up with the rib cage. It's like when the flower is blooming, right? And then with your head, and you can stretch the whole spine. 2, 3. You don't need feet for that. Then we reviewed our isolations, low part turning, the top turning. We're going to use all of those things. And how we're taking step. On numbers, we are in between feet, and we're moving on ends in between. Also to create bigger motion. And your sequence of actions, no matter what you do, is step first, then rotation, and then sway with the last part. When it's going to be next set, when we come back to waltz, I would like to take like a little combination, like a silver combination, if you don't mind, and try to apply all those fundamentals we've been working on. We don't know when we can dance with partners, so it's going to be kind of, it's still useful. It's still, you can work on your own balance, on your own stuff. But this first set, I really want to just review like very important fundamental things which you need to practice all the time to maintain good dancing. And if you don't have any questions, let's move on to cha-cha-cha. No questions? Awesome. Sip of water and cha-cha. Time goes so fast with you guys.